Morning, friends. How's it going? You know what I hate? I hate when last night Tinman works late and forgets to put fuel in right now Tinman's gas tank. We're running on fumes, friends. I hope we make it. The struggle is real. We got another box here. I know who sent this. It says top please, and it's my Canadian brother from the island there, Mr. Buchan. I have no clue what this is. I didn't expect this, friends. Let's open this up together. I'm gonna bring you guys in close. See, if you say please on top, the person will be like, "Oh, that's polite. I'll definitely keep this to the top." That's the theory. Oh, Buchan, what did you send here? I don't even know what the deal is, friends. Oh, I know what you've done. So he wow. Wow, what do we have here? Oh, right on. So, friends, I'm guessing Buchan come into a couple of junk power saws, and he knows me, I love turd saws. What do we have here? Now, I'm going to guess 162 SE. There's a couple giveaways for that. I could be wrong. And we have a 266 XP built on jonsered 630 cases. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well then, we got the makings of a couple more turd saws. Now, what is my giveaway for a 162 SE? Any of you guys that haven't seen one of these are quite common. And give me a second here, friends. Now, I went and grabbed, I have another one on the shelf. I have one more somewhere. The dead giveaway for these older saws, the throttle lock, see this? Old style. Here's the new style one on the 266, okay? Okay, that's the dead giveaway. Metal gas tank. Now, this is exciting. I do collect Husqvarnas. I run Husqvarnas though, right? But this, I've been looking for one of these for quite some time. And, wow. This thing still has compression. Whether it's blowing up or not, I don't know. But I do collect Husqvarnas. I do not have a running 162 SE. And I buy them. I bought this one. I think I paid $15 or $20. A local had it, a neighbor. And it's in rough shape. Rough shape. And I probably took the carb off of it and put it into my carb bin. But, I mean, I will buy these for ignition parts, recoils, top covers when they're not like that. Look at that. She's all cut out. But, parts, right? So I've had this one. I think I have one more somewhere, but I'm not actually sure where it is right now. This is a really early one. I just wanted to show you guys this because I noticed this has factory, has like a pea shooter muffler. It has a pipe coming right out of it. Way too rusty to use that muffler, but this one here is definitely salvageable. And it's been painted with some kind of interesting paint, but chain brake is still there. These chain brakes are unobtainium now. You just can't get them. Let's have a quick look. Often the brake bands in these are rubbed through. It's actually rare to get one. Usually the bottom of the case is broken here. Hopefully you guys can see. It's kind of dark. Let's see if we can even get this off. Nope, brake band is still there. See it right here, friends? So, yeah, this is a nice complete saw. You cannot get, I don't believe you can get anti-vibe your AV mounts for this saw anymore. And that's the biggest hitch. These are fine thread AV mounts because of the metal gas tank handle. And you can feel it. This is a substantially heavier saw. Well, not substantially, but I mean, than this, okay? But this is the lineage. The 66 came from this. These are the exact same saw, and I've taken enough of them apart now. These and 630 jonsereds. These saws here are exactly the same as a 630 Super jonsered. Okay, they are a 34 millimeter stroke, 48 millimeter bore. These saws are very strong out of the box. 60 cc's. If you're looking for a 60 cc class saw, an older saw, and you know, something that will run a 24 nicely, these are great saws. I have owned and run them, and not this, the 630 Super, but these are the same top end. If you pull the top end off one of these, it has the same part numbers usually as a 630 Super. So, and I have salvageable top ends for this saw, so we can definitely build something out of this. The top cover is absolutely mint on this saw. I have several handle assemblies if we need. I even have crankcases, so I would love to have a 162 SE in my collection, so this would be awesome. I don't know the numbers on this. It says type 162 SE assembly 82278. Would this be a 1978? I guess it could be. I don't think they made these that early. I believe these are early 80s. If any of you know, comment. 111228. I'm sure one of you guys will post in the comments. Wow. Yeah, this thing's nice. We are definitely going to do something with this. Can't get these top covers anymore, so when you're buying these for parts, you gotta be aware, like if the top cover's smashed like this, you're not finding another one unless you go on eBay or something. Right on. Thank you, buddy. This is actually an earlier saw than this. This has the removable side panel right here in the handle. This one does not. So this is a very early 162. This thing's wicked. Thank you, Buckin. Put this on the ground. Now, what do we have here? So we have a saw. Holy smokes. Wow. Yeah, this thing runs. We have what appears, and I don't know, what appears to be a 266 built on jonsered cases. Red case. Let's dig into this thing a little bit, friends. I'm interested. This is gold to me. I do have a couple of 630 Supers and Super 2s that I need parts for. You can't get these anymore, so this is solid gold. I may end up, I might just run this saw or do something with it, but if I need to, I have a set of cases for this and an ignition and everything. I could always swap the crank and everything from this into a set of Husqvarna orange cases and go from there. Interesting. See, so this has a jonsered control group in it, and the reason I know that, look, okay, you hear that? So there's your fast idle on a Husqvarna generally, right? Okay, and then you click it and it goes to normal idle. I can feel it click there. So there's choke. When you pull the throttle, the fast idle comes off. So for sure this has a jonsered carb on it. I'll show you guys the difference. Just let me grab a scratch and I'll rip this thing down a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to quickly pull the top cover off here. In fact, I don't know what he wants me to do with these. He might want me to build them, but if these are staying here, I might have enough parts to actually build another jonsered, because I know I have a couple of red handles in my parts bin, and I have top plastic. Interesting. Okay. So, first thing I noted, this screw is not grabbing here, right, at the front of the case. Your first giveaway as to whether you have a two-piece ignition or a one-piece ignition is where the hole is, if it's in front or behind. I'll show you guys that. In front or behind. Here's your old style 162. Okay. The screw is in front of the recoil bolt. Okay. The screw's in front. Actually, here, I'll slow these down. You guys can see. Okay. This is why your plastics do not interchange between, okay, newer saw, behind, older saw, in front. Here's your screw. There's your older saw. Newer saw's right there. Now, you can, see this hole that's here? You can drill and tap that and convert your old style plastic to fit if you're so inclined. There's always workarounds to these old saws. Okay, is this thing a turd, eh, friends? Like, my neighbor thought I was crazy when I actually give him money for that, but there's enough parts in there. Like, even if you get a crankshaft out of that, crankshaft's worth 15-20 bucks. Okay, well then, this is interesting. I want to see what we have here. Ooh, this has a big old carb on it. How do I tell that? Here, I'll zoom you guys right in. HS256A. That is a 272 carb, I believe. So now these jonsereds generally, there you go. These jonsereds generally came with bigger carbs. The 630 Super and all that. Even though they were 60cc saw, often they would have the same size or a bigger carb than a 266. There were differences to the jonsereds back in these days, and they did make a little more power. It's not mind-blowing, but they did make a little more power. Here, check this out. So, there's a little cam here. Can you guys see that? I'm gonna zoom you right in. I want you guys to learn about these, because this is the differences between the models. Okay, see that? So when you pull the choke on these, there's a little cam here, right? And that's in the throttle shaft, and that holds the carb open. I'm going to show you guys from the other way. I'm just going to pull the trigger. Watch the throttle shaft. See how it goes up? There's your fast idle. Okay, that's one thing jonsered had that Husqvarna did not. And whatever, it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. There's your fast idle on the Husqvarna. So if you build a jonsered into a Husqvarna, you can actually mix and match, and it does all work and it all bolts up. But there you guys go. Now, let's see. We can dig further into here and see what we have by looking at the clutch setup. There is 3 different types of clutches for these saws, and I believe there is 3 crankshafts. There is the jonsered crankshaft. Jonsered's got the fine thread crank, meaning the way the clutch screws on. Jonsered's got the fine thread crank earlier than Husqvarna did. Let me show you guys this. The 272 268 has its own crank. The taper for the flywheel is different. 162s, 61 Ranchers, early 266s to about 85, 86 have a coarse thread clutch. Okay, so you can tell this thing's been run with no bar on it. Good thing we didn't, yeah, and see the peeling there? That's from the heat. Okay, No big deal. I've done it. That's how I know what was done there. This thing was just running. Okay, this is probably, and it's only a guess, this could be a jonsered crankshaft on a fine thread. Okay, this looks the same as early 266. It has a single spring. These are fun to change if you've never done one. You haven't lived until you've changed one of these. Just for comparison's sake, this is the same saw as that. For those of you who are new to this series of saw, I love these. They're probably my favorite class of saw. This is a 630 Super that I built into a 266. You guys just saw this on video. That's interesting. This is the old style chain brake. It has metal on metal. That's off of a newer 630 Super 2. This is a 630 Super. But I just thought I'd show you guys that. I couldn't remember which way the off switch was. Stop is to the right, so we will put this one to the left. Okay, I wonder if this thing is going to start. Choke. Really? No. It fired there. Give her choke again and see if she does. Okay friends, did you hear that? So what I did was, I know what it was like when I was learning this stuff years ago, how to tune a carb. So you hear how smoky, it had a little bit of a bumble off idle. So what I did was I turned the low jet in. The low jet is usually the one closest to the cylinder, almost in all cases. I turned it in slowly and methodically until the saw wanted to stall. When it wanted to stall, I then went back and I watched the turn. Now, I like this screwdriver because it has markings on it. Okay, so I turned it in and then I went like this. Well, I ended up about 5/8 of a turn from lean to rich. Okay, and then I went about halfway in between those two and then just a little bit more. And this is what we're ended up with. Now you see that, friends? This thing's super smoky, super rich. So now I'll show you the high jet. Make sure the cylinder's warm. This one's nice and warm. Okay, get this thing going. Gonna turn the high jet in. There, did you guys see that? When I leaned out the high jet too much, just a hair too much, it actually affected the fueling on the low jet. And when I touched the throttle, what did it do? It fell on its butt. Remember that often with a lot of carbs, you will get some fuel from your high jet into your low jet. So when I leaned that out too much, right, turning it in, I leaned it out just a hair too much. That made my low jet lean out, and when I touch the throttle, it stumbles. So what I did was I then went back to the low jet and I just gave it a little bit more to see if it would do what it needed to do. When it did not, I went back to the high jet and opened it up just that little turn. This is a good running saw. There you go, friends. Right on. I'm just having a great day. I'm glad you guys enjoy this kind of stuff because I enjoy making it for you. There you go. So you bought that old saw. I would say this thing's probably a runner. We could put this thing in the wood today, I'm guessing. It tunes right, it idles good, it restarts. The kill switch is broken, common with these. I bet you the wire's just broken. Other than that though, I mean, I would clean this thing pretty well before I run it, but I see no reason why this power saw can't be put in the wood. It doesn't start on first pull because I'm using the choke to flood it out to stop it. This thing's snappy. That's a good running saw. And I'm guessing it's a 266. We don't know these things. What does it say there? Yeah, I can't read the part number on it. I'm guessing this is an OEM cylinder. It looks like one. Anyhow, friends, as always, thanks for watching. Take her easy. Oh, too much fun. Thanks, Buckin. I don't know what kind of trouble we're getting into with these saws, but thanks, Buckin. I just had a blast. Later.